The coronavirus vaccine, okay? Drug maker Pfizer says the final analysis of its vaccine shows it's actually 95% effective on patients, including seniors. The company plans to submit it to the FDA within days. Now, meantime, the FDA just approved this at-home test kit for COVID-19. It'll give you results in a half an hour. It will require a prescription. Now, all of these new tools cannot come soon enough, as the White House Coronavirus Task Force just came out with a serious new warning about the fall surge, saying, quote, there is now aggressive, unrelenting, expanding, broad community spread across the country without evidence of improvement, but rather further deterioration. Current mitigation efforts are inadequate and must be increased. So currently, 47 states, look at that map, you guys, are labeled as red zoned states. That's everywhere except Vermont, Maine, and Hawaii. Speaking of which, we're already seeing more empty shelves at stores across the country as people stock up ahead of another possible lockdown. In fact, Jeff, we had a number of our viewers writing in yesterday that when they went to some of their local stores, they could not find sanitizer yet again. They could not find toilet paper, paper towel. Here we are again.
It shocks me how overblown people go to like get all these products, but then when we say, hey, you could prevent this by doing this, nobody pays attention, right? They don't get overblown with that. I was listening to an interesting podcast talking about how the world on a global scale is handling this better than the United States, and like Europe specifically, they follow each other's lead. So if Germany has an idea that seemed to pan out in the last 8 or 9 months, France jumps on board, right? And then the Netherlands asks France, what are you doing? So they're all kind of on the same page. Here in America, we are on 50 different complete pages, right? South Dakota, one example, the mayor, the governor, I don't want to put her on blast, but I am putting her on blast because if I remembered, I'd blast her, is like, come visit South Dakota. We're not locking anything down. We're not even wearing masks. Come visit South Dakota. And I believe now North Dakota has the most deaths. Again, I'm not a doctor here, just listen to a podcast, but we need to get on the same page is basically what I just ranted about.
Then that would be a federal mandate. That would be a federal mandate, Al, but a lot of people don't want it to be federal.
Yeah, Sam, we keep losing sight of the fact that we are in a capitalistic society. And there's no money, Jeff, in us all being on the same page. There's money in dissent. I can sell chicken sandwiches during commercial breaks when I say, don't listen to what the government's telling you. Follow my blog, follow my Twitter, follow my TikTok as I tell you why this is all wrong. And no matter how, even though they won't get everybody, they'll get enough that we're going to continuously deal with this until we deal with the mandate. We would be doing the same thing if this was 1982 and it was seatbelts. We'd be doing the same thing.
Erica, do you think, considering, you know, when I remember when we first went on lockdown, Erica, you were so generous. You reached out to me. I just had baby Miles. And you said, Sam, if you need me to get any supplies for you, if you need me to do anything that you yourself can't do since you just had a child, let me do that. And we've always on this panel seen you as the most prepared survivalist, so to speak. What do you make of another lockdown and whether or not there's going to be enough inventory stocked up on shelves?
Well, first of all, I was very concerned, okay, because it's like this girl is going to get out of the hospital and be like, what is happening? Because we were all like, what is happening? But I think to Jeff's point, that was such a great point. People will load up on doomsday prep, but they won't do the things from day to day in order to prevent a doomsday to prep for. I mean, I went just to get on regular essentials from Amazon, which wasn't to prep for anything, and I got all these notifications back. Can't get this, can't get that. As far as the actual vaccine coming, and we aren't, I mean, like you said, we kind of always keep things readily available so that we're not in this panic mode. I'm just always kind of thinking that anything could happen at any time. Big Mama kind of instilled that in me. But in terms of the actual vaccine being in the next few days, there are a lot of people that need to think outside of themselves. Think about people who have lost spouses, especially in elderly age groups. These are people who are asking, what is the point of living a life if I can't actually live it? So these are people who are very much looking forward to this coming out so that they can have a sense of normalcy, you know, in older years.
No, that's important to remember. And I I also want to involve a couple of comments, and we'll get to the next story. Douglas on Twitter says, so everyone is in this together, protect one another, yet hoard all the supplies for themselves. Hypocrites, great point. And Golden Sea on Twitter says, it's not the bleeping apocalypse, people, calm the bleep down. Thank you, DBL Nation.